The Rolex Sprite, the Pepsi, the Batman, and the Bruce Wayne. These are four of the most popular Rolex sport models there are in the market. One, due to investment value, and two, based on demand. We're going to talk about secondary market prices, retail prices, and what's going on in the current market with these four watches. They're all in stock on WatchGuys.com, and let's get into the discussion.
Market report.
First, we have the Rolex Sprite. This is the Rolex GMT Master 2 126720 VTNR. This watch is the only lefty model that's currently produced. There was actually a lefty Rolex that was produced before the Sprite, which many people don't know. But today, the most popular lefty and the only lefty that many know about is this Sprite here. So this watch is offered on both Oyster and Jubilee. The retail price on Oyster is $11,250. And the retail price on Jubilee is $11,450. Just a little bit more for the Jubilee version. Let's talk about the secondary market prices. So this watch on Oyster currently trades between $17,000 to $18,000. These are for pre-owned and new prices. The Jubilee version of this watch trades between $18,500 all the way up to $20,000. If it was 2 months ago, even a month ago, I would say $20,000 is more realistic. Today in August, as we approach September, this watch really trades at its highest point at $19,500. Now the reason this is happening with the Sprite model is the following. Rolex is starting to offer many watches to customers, and anytime this does happen with one particular model, the prices tend to come down. So of course, Rolex still offers Datejust to many customers, while of all four sport watches here, the Sprite is being offered the most in the market at this time. When this does happen, we think that Rolex has a decision, let's sell this model. And when they do it, it goes across the US, New York, California, wherever Rolexes are, our customers are getting calls saying, hey, I have another 2024 on Warren, I have another one on Oyster, I have another Jubilee. Prices tend to come down. That's why we've seen the price come down, but it has held at about the $19,000 mark on the Jubilee, up to $19,500, and on the Oyster about $17,000 to $18,000, as I mentioned. The next watch, we have the Rolex Pepsi. This is the Rolex GMT Master 2 126710 BLRO. This watch retails for $10,700 on an Oyster bracelet and $10,900 on a Jubilee bracelet. Now, on the Oyster bracelet, this watch is offered actually the least compared to Jubilee. Jubilee tends to be offered more, at least from what we see with our customers. On Oyster, this watch trades between $18,000 to $20,000. On Jubilee, you'll see just a slight uptick. This watch trades for between $19,000 to $22,000. Now, fun facts about the Pepsi. The Pepsi was rumored to be discontinued just a few months ago with Watches of Wonders 2024. When that did happen, the Pepsi's price fetched as high as $27,000. We sold one here for $26,000 at the peak when the rumors were going on that the Coke was going to come out and the Pepsi were to be discontinued. This did not happen, and prices have come down back to normal levels, hovering between $18,000 to $22,000, whether that's Oyster or Jubilee. So this watch is now staying pretty steadily at this price. We don't see it going down much further. Between the Sprite, the Pepsi, and the Batman, the Pepsi is probably offered the least by Rolex to customers. This watch still trades at a very great price and has a very high demand because of this. Like mentioned, this watch can be found for between $18,000 to $22,000. Next up, we have the Rolex GMT Master 2 126710 BLNR. This watch here has a Jubilee bracelet and is referred to as the Rolex Batgirl. On an Oyster bracelet, this watch is referred to as the Rolex Batman. The Batman trades right now with a retail price of $10,700. On Jubilee, they charge $200 more. You can get this watch for $10,900 retail. In the secondary market, the Batman does trade between $16,000 to $18,000. That's for pre-owned, all the way up to brand new. For the Batgirl, just add a little bit more, $16,500 all the way up to $18,500 this watch trades for. Fun facts about the Rolex Batman and Batgirl. I'd say of the Sprite, Pepsi, Batman, and even the Bruce Wayne, the Batman has proven to have the best demand in the market. This watch sells the best at WatchGuys. It always has, and I think the color combination is one of the easiest to get along with. Black and blue with the black dial, it's a very sharp look, and I don't see this watch going out of style. This watch has also stayed at the price of between $16,000 to $18,500, the longest, and is probably the least volatile of all models here. Last but not least, we have the most anticipated watch of Watches and Wonders this year. We have the Rolex GMT Master 2 126710 GRNR. This watch is offered with your choice of either a Jubilee bracelet or an Oyster bracelet when you do purchase it from Rolex. It has a retail on Oyster of $10,700 and on Jubilee of $10,900. What's special about this watch is it has a bicolor Cerachrome bezel of gray and a black bezel on the top. This is the first time we've seen this on an all stainless steel model. We've seen the two-tone last year, and we've seen the full gold, which we just sold yesterday, the full gold 126718. That we sold for $42,500. The zombie now trades at about $18,000 to $19,000. Retail on that one is about $16,250. This watch though has come down tremendously. Over $10,000 this watch's price has fallen in the secondary market. When it came out, this watch was trading at $30,000, even above $30,000 US here in the States. This watch now trades on Jubilee between $21,000 all the way up to $23,000. On Oyster, you can find this watch between $19,000 and $20,000. Though it's a very hot watch, be careful with any new release. Rolex released this watch just 5 weeks after the announcement, which is unprecedented with Rolex. And because of that, the price has really come down. So be careful of this. This is the most volatile watch of all four that we have here. My prediction is that this watch will come below the Sprite very soon. I think the Sprite is very similar. Of course, the Batgirl is similar as well, and the Pepsi. But I don't think there's anything that unique about this watch. This watch will hold its demand because it's a lefty watch. It has a unique aspect to it. Batgirl, as we mentioned, has the most demand. I don't see this coming down. And the Pepsi, of course, is the highest price of all of them and will be the highest price of all of them. This will drop below $20,000. This is a market update on some of the most popular Rolex watches in the current market. We hope you guys enjoyed and hope to see you guys soon on WatchGuys. Go shop WatchGuys.com for the best prices on Rolex and luxury watches. See you guys soon.